What's up, YouTube? This is your daily dose of awesome. Tune in.
Exciting,
The music scene has got me down,
thrilling,
'cause I don't want to
dangerous.
be a clown. The music scene has got me down, 'cause I don't want
These are the three components that will surely burst your inner thoughts. So in this video, we will tackle about the sport longboarding.
music scene has got me down.
So, longboarding is the act of riding on a longboard. It only varies in shape and size unlike its set counterpart, the skateboard. It has more stability, traction, and durability due to larger wheel size and lower wheel diameters. These factors are their variation have given way to a variety of disciplines, functions, and purposes for a longboard. Longboarding also has competitive races, downhill where some riders reach speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour. The life of longboarding started in the 1950s. The idea of longboarding originated from surfers in Hawaii. They wanted to bring their surfing hobby to land when the waves were too small to surf. They then figured out a way of achieving their goal of bringing surfing to land by customizing their skateboards. They would grab a piece of thick plywood and shape it into a smaller version of a surfboard. They screw the trucks and wheels to the decks and head out to small hills to imitate the same moves they would do if they were not surfing.
So we'll start off with decks, which are basically the bread of our longboard sandwich here. Decks are what you stand on, what is the center of the board, holds everything together. They come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. So right here we have what's called a pintail. It's a classic style, really great for cruising, carving. Looks really nice and streamlined. They're usually a little flexier and softer, so they kind of dampen out the road vibrations, and they're a lot of fun. So next up we got top mounts. We call them top mounts because originally, back in the days, people made downhill boards. They always made drop boards, so it was different to ride a board top mounted. So what we see today in top mounts is sometimes they're like this. They have a micro drop, or they have a kicktail. Other times, they don't really have any drop. They're just flat with rocker or a different profile like that. After top mounts, we have drop-throughs. Drop-throughs are pretty cool because they get you lower to the ground. The truck is actually mounted up here, and it sits down lower, giving you a lower center of gravity, a little more comfort for pushing, and a little more stability as well. And the lowest of them all is a drop board. A drop board has a platform that is lowered, and this contour is pressed into the board when it's made. These are without a doubt the most stable and the easiest to push. Sometimes they're a little bit heavier, but all in all, they're pretty rad. So, as you see here, longboards are more than just the deck. There's all this other stuff. The condiments of our longboard sandwich. First and foremost, we have the trucks. The trucks are what allows you to turn, and it's also what allows you to roll. It holds the wheels. These are made up of two parts, a hanger and a base plate. And the base plate, with all these nice little things here, called mounting hardware, is held onto the board. So mounted on trucks are wheels. Wheels are what rolls, what makes contact with the ground, what allows you to carve, grip, and do slides, fun things like that. Inside wheels are bearings. Now bearings are a simple piece of metal with these tiny little balls inside. All these rolling together go inside of a wheel, and the bearing mounts on the axle of the truck. You put it all together and you have a mounted truck. Alright, so now that we got wheels, we got our bearings, we got our trucks, there's a couple other things that go into making a truck work how it does. So you got your bushings, all these little guys. They're little pieces of urethane, the same stuff that wheels are made out of, but they're shaped a little differently and they don't have a hard core. They go on either side of the hanger, what's called board side and road side, and they dictate how much your truck turns, how much it leans, and what its response is, how quickly it turns back and forth. Alright, so making contact with the bushings are what we call washers. Washers go on one side of the bushing and they touch the bushing and either the base plate or the kingpin nut. These are meant to be kind of a barrier so the bushing doesn't get torn up by any of these hard metal parts. They can also change how your board turns and reacts. Something like this top hat washer makes a little surfier, turnier feel. A flat washer just acts as a simple barrier. As well, there are pivot cups. Pivot cups, harder versus softer, can also change how the board turns. Those go inside the base plate and contact the pivot. Almost forgot the sauce on this longboard sandwich, grip tape. Grip tape is what makes sure your feet are stuck to these wonderful pieces of wood and composite. They have a sticky back to them. Grip tape comes in two grits. You've got coarse and you've got fine. Fine is, well, it's fine, but it is also fine. For a cruiser board, something smoother, something you might want to ride barefoot, something you want to move your feet around on a little bit, it works great. It also bends to the contours of your board really nicely. A more coarse grip tape has bigger stones and it'll keep your feet locked in. It'll be great on a downhill board, or maybe if you're riding on a lot of rough roads, places where your feet might move around. Alright guys.
Freestyle is the oldest style of skateboarding that became widely popular from 1960s to 1990s. It is basically a flat ground skateboarding in one of the easiest styles. Riders mostly enjoy skateboarding as it allows them to be very free with their body and movements. They can attempt a number of tricks when riding in freestyle. Many freestyle riders are musicians and choreographers who use this skateboarding style to promote their talents.
¿Listos? ¡Ya!
In slalom skateboarding style, there is a rule of time penalty for hitting the cones. Extra time for each cone hit by the racers is added in the actual finishing time. If racers hit too many cones during the race, they get disqualified. The disqualification is often done in a head-to-head race. In addition to time penalty, there is also another rule called the grassroots rule. Downhill boards and freeride boards are often used interchangeably. The main distinguishing factor is that downhill boards are usually directional with a defined front and rear, while freeride boards are symmetrical front to back.